Ironman World Championship right here in Kona, Hawaii on the Big Island is all set for a start. 2,500 athletes have qualified from over 47 races around the world. 95,000 athletes have tried their hand at getting into this race. They have come from 75 countries and regions and territories from around the world for this, the spectacle, one of the greatest and arguably the toughest one-day human endurance event in the world. Welcome to Kona for the 2019 Ironman World Championship. We are set for the men's start of the World Championship right now. We're going to take an ambient look and listen to our race start right now.
That's it, Greg. The cannon has sounded. This cannon has started this race for years, getting these guys underway right now. The professional men in the water, and look at it. The white water can tell you right now how hard these athletes are kicking, turning up those waters of Kailua Bay. The Roka swim course, we talked about it. Very, very unique, and I think the most notable point is that there are only two turns. That gives you almost 1.2 miles before you take one turn.
Greg Welch here, joined by Michael Lovato and Didi Griesbaum. Now, Didi off to a great start here. You would imagine that Josh Amberger, Jan Frodeno, Daniel Bakkegaard, a couple of the guys to look out for in the swim.
Absolutely. I think right out of the gate, we see most likely who is Josh Amberger. He has historically led this swim, but he will have company this year. Jan Frodeno out with injury last year. He will be back in that lead pack. Tim O'Donnell, Alistair Brownlee, a rookie this year. We expect to see him in that lead pack of athletes. And then the veteran, Andy Potts, a great swimmer. We expect to see him out in the front of the swim as well.
Andy Potts been over 40 years of age right now, but still performing well. Top 10 in the world last year again. He's been a perennial top 10 finisher. And Michael, look at this. We've already got the arrowhead at the top of the pack right here. You can see that Amberger's out to a great start already, throwing down the pace. It's very hot at this early stage.
And folks, if you're looking to identify, clearly we're too high with these wonderful shots. And on cue, we're back down in the midst. White caps for a lot of our contenders, including Amberger. He's in white. Crowley, he's in white. Our seated colored caps are from last year's top 10. So when you're looking for those colored caps, stay with me here. Patrick Lenga will be in the pearly gold. We will show you. But how about this? Patrick Lenga, our two-time defending course record holder, Ironman World Champion Patrick Lenga. Second place last year from Belgium, Bart Arnotts. He's here. David McNamee, representing Scotland and Great Britain. Two times third place, Greg. Jan Frodeno is back on the start line.
So right now,
swimming past Tim O'Donnell, and he's trying to get to that front. He knows he wants to get to that group that we've been talking about, those top 5 that might get out. Jesper Svensson is out here as well. But Josh Amberger, last year we talked about maybe he was trolling a little bit, trying to keep the group together so they would then explode later. He is getting after it this morning, and in these tough conditions, he's looking to get that small break group.
Thank you very much there, Matt. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go to our pro women's race start. Coming right up, we're very excited to see Lucy Charles and Lauren Brandon. What about Sarah Crowley and Daniela Reef? Sarah True will be right in that lead group as well, but you can see that we've got one lone swimmer that's been dropped off the back right now. Maybe that is Stefan Schumacher, one of our pro athletes from Germany out there, one of our newer pro athletes. He was a professional cyclist in Germany before, competing very well at World Championship level. So now, as we anticipate the start of our women's race, Didi, what are we going to be looking for?
We're going to be looking for Daniela Reef, likely, Daniela Reef later in the day. We are going to be looking for Lucy Charles-Barclay to lead our swim. She will likely be joined by Lauren Brandon. She was our Ironman Boulder champ earlier this year, also a superstar swimmer.
All right, as we anticipate our women's start here in Kona for the 2019 Vega Ironman World Championship, we are just 15 seconds away.
And now our women professionals are off. They have their turn to start this Ironman World Championship. Again, we are likely to see Lucy Charles-Barclay, and I see her stroke right there on the left of your screen. Lauren Brandon, that is her right cap, also moving to the front. Those two may work together throughout this swim. Last year, Lauren Brandon, stung by a jellyfish, wasn't able to keep pace with Lucy Charles-Barclay. I think Lucy is actually looking for a little help from her this morning.
Well, Dee, right there, you had Lucy Charles off with a quick start. Lauren Brandon losing a half step, but look at her move right across the field. She's the second person on the right side of your screen. She's getting into the draft of Lucy Charles, or is she?
And I have to say, from the start, I'm a bit surprised that Lauren Brandon didn't line herself up more closely to Lucy Charles to take advantage of that quick early speed.
But Dee, here's the question that I posed to you. Maybe that would have been preset, because if they do line up together, then it gives a streamline for other people to get onto. If they start wider, it is an opportunity for both to get a clean set of feet, and then they come together. Would that be a fair assumption?
That's a very, very good point, Greg, and that may likely have been their strategy. But as expected, Lucy Charles-Barclay, she's been second here 2 times, looking to take a step up and move up, and she is going to need the help of Lauren Brandon during this swim to help her do that.
So we're well underway, the 2019 Ironman World Championship. It is Vega. It's all about our plant-based nutrition today and recovery. We will talk to you more about that as we go through the day today. But Lauren Brandon and Lucy Charles at the helm of our pro women's race right now. Lauren Brandon working very hard to have to stay on the feet of Lucy Charles. And let's go back a few years, Dee, and talk about Lucy Charles, because she is an incredible athlete. She tried for the Olympic Games in the 1500 metres way back there in 2012, but a couple of years after that she became the age group world champion at this very race, stepping it up into her first year as a pro, second place, and now she finds herself as one of our top pros in Ironman racing all around the world.
She absolutely does, and I think she came to this sport somewhat, I don't want to say reluctantly, but surprisingly. She had been a swimming standout, narrowly missing, as you said, that Olympic team. She swam some open water, didn't make the Olympic team there either. Came to Ironman and was tremendous in her first year as a professional. As you said, a second place finish. She says one of her most proud performances still in the sport.
So as we have our men's race leading out here, we were into about the 700-meter mark, as we can see Ann Berger, and then we can see Lucy Charles leading our women's. Ann Berger continues to lead the Vega Ironman World Championship here. And as you can see, he's got a beautiful rhythm right happening here at the moment. He's got a bilateral breathing style, every 3 off to the right and off to the left, and every other one.
Race for sure.
Well, there you go. And Greg, did you catch that? Alistair Brownlee looking over his shoulder, see who's there, because I think, and I'm just going to say, Ann Berger, you're the guy on point. Here's the story, and we hear this time and time again. Someone like Crowley, it's his first time here, 2-time gold medals in the Olympics. The pace does tend to feel,
because Ann Berger has decided to drop the hammer. He is swimming very, very strongly today. Alistair Brownlee, I'll go and say this, and Michael, I'm pretty sure you'll back me up. Alistair Brownlee at one point in time was the second best swimmer in the short course event. Only Richard Varga from Slovakia was faster than him. He was the strongest biker out there and the strongest runner. He comes in with great credentials, and I do believe that Alistair Brownlee right now is on cruise control.
I think you're right, and this is a good place to be on cruise control. I think once when he looks around and he sees, you can get a glimpse, and these swimmers, Dee, you can back me up here, they're so aware of their surroundings. You know, they're swimming in control. There's no problem. But what we're seeing here, Josh Amberger, Alistair Brownlee, Jan Frodeno there, you can see the long stroke. He's second point. He's off to the left, so he's just out of picture right now. We saw Tim O'Donnell, Braden Curry. There's Frodeno right there in a position of power.
Well, I would say, actually, I would take the flip side of that and say he's not in a position of power. I'd like to see him scoot over. He's not getting the benefit of that draft off of Alistair Brownlee.
Frodeno is in there just looping out. He's got a beautiful long stride here and a beautiful long strengthy, like a very nice entry into the water, and very good. Frodeno's doing awesome. because Amberger has decided to drop the hammer. He is swimming very, very strongly today. Alistair Brownlee, I'll go and say this, and Michael, I'm pretty sure you'll back me up. Alistair Brownlee at one point in time was the second best swimmer in the short course event. Only Richard Varga from Slovakia was faster than him. He was the strongest biker out there and the strongest runner. He comes in with great credentials, and I do believe that Alistair Brownlee right now is on cruise control.
I think you're right, and this is a good place to be on cruise control. I think once when he looks around and he sees, you can get a glimpse, and these swimmers, D, you can back me up here, they're so aware of their surroundings. You know, they're swimming in control. There's no problem. But what we're seeing here, Josh Amberger, Alistair Brownlee, Jan Frodeno.